Hi guys, this is the continuation of the teardown of the EGT, the exhaust gas temperature indicator for aircraft. So if you didn't see the first part, you can click on the link on the screen. The first part concerns the description of the analog board, and the second one for the CPU board. So I have connected the power supply to the input cover mode filter, which is actually the input voltage of the instrument, the power supply. So I have connected this to a power supply just on the left. I have set the voltage at 215 volt and set the limitation current to 1 amp. So let's see what's happened when I power on this device. I will make a zoom first on this to see better what will be displayed on the screen. Perfect. So we turn on the power supply. And you see that this thing is alive, but we have a startup test of the full screen. So everything is displayed during a few seconds, and we have the first an error number 8, and after an error which error 3 and 4. And nothing else. So it is maybe normal that we have at least one error because we don't have any sensor. So as I supposed, there should be a detection effectively of the lack of a sensor. In this case, should be an error. So we will try to connect a thermocouple. So I have prepared one thermocouple, which is I will show you. This is. It is here, so it is a thermocouple type K. Okay, so this one don't matter, but I can recognize by with the green connector. So anyway, it is a calibrated sensor. I use this sensor for official measurement. So this one is calibrated. It has a very good accuracy. So we just need to connect this. So I think it's a thermocouple type K because first it is the most common used, and if you see the table of the datasheet, that means the correspondence between the temperature and the voltage. I will show you because I have a Bible concerning the thermocouple. So this is here. So if you look at the thermocouple type K, this is this curve here. So you see that at 1200 degrees, which is the maximum temperature which can be measured with this instrument, we have a voltage given by the thermocouple of something like 50 millivolt. And if you remember, for those who have seen my previous video, on the input you have a differential, you have an instrumentation amplifier here with a gain of 86, and if you multiply the 50 millivolt by 86, and if you add this common mode voltage, which is 0.5 volt, you get a voltage of 4.8 volt. So it is just below 5 volt, which is the maximum range. So it's I think it corresponds to that. So I will connect the thermocouple to the input of the device. So I have connected the thermocouple sensor to the input of the instrument. So to remind you, I have connected the positive input of the thermocouple here and the negative terminal at this point. And I have also connected the resistor box between this terminal and the ground. So the resistor box is here. You can set the resistance from 0 to 1 megohm. So let's power on the instrument with this configuration. Okay, so you can see that we have a measurement. We still have error 3 and 4, but we have a measurement. And what it was supposed to be an error at startup, actually it's just a test of the display. I will start the instrument again. This actually is not an error, it's just a test of the display, of course. So we have error 3 and 4. So I don't know exactly. Maybe it's a problem of data stored in the EEPROM or something. But as I don't have any documentation about this instrument, but the temperature should be okay because so the resistor, if I change the resistance effectively, it changes. You can see the value of temperature. So actually, it is already effectively a sensor to compensate the cold junction. If I remove the resistor box, if I have nothing connected, and if I start again this instrument, nothing will be displayed. So you need effectively a sensor. You need something connected. So the temperature of the lab is 20 degrees today, very close. And to get a value of 20 degrees, I have to set the resistor to, it seems very accurate, but another direction. I need something resistor of 29 kilo ohms, so nearly 30 kilo ohms. So probably we need a specific, I don't know if it is a CTN or CTP, but sensor is required, and the sensor should be very close to the cold junction, which is the cold junction is here. It is where the copper wire are connected to the thermocouple inside. So you need to measure the temperature of this junction in order to have compensation. Because when you measure a thermocouple, actually, what you need to measure is the voltage across this thermocouple. But when you measure actually, let the board measure actually the sum of two thermocouples, the hot junction, which is this one, and the cold junction, because you have another thermocouple inside due to the contact between the thermocouple, between the wires and the copper. So in order to get a good measurement, the instrument should remove this voltage. And to remove the voltage of the cold junction, you need to know the temperature of the junction. So from the temperature and from the table, you are able to know the exact voltage which corresponds to the temperature, and after you subtract this voltage to the voltage measured on the board, and from the table again you can determine the exact temperature of the hot junction. This is why effectively you need a compensation. Otherwise, if there is a large variation of the junction, you will have the same, more or less the same variations on the display. So what we can do is to try, because I have a hot air gun, this. So we can, I have set this to 500 degrees, so we can see if this thing works. So I will, maybe there will be a little bit noise. So I will hit the thermocouple. So you can see that effectively, I don't know if you can achieve because it is difficult, there is some okay, I think it should work, but there is maybe it is difficult with an hot air to get the correct temperature, but it seems working anyway. We just have two different errors, but I think I will never solve this problem, but at least this thing seems working properly. The display seems a bit dim, but I don't know if it is normal or there is a problem. So I have checked the power supply. Actually, the backlight is powered with 5 volt power supply, the same power supply than the CPU and than the CPU board. So I don't know exactly if it is normal or if there is maybe something wrong with the LCD display itself. So I don't know. So that's the end of this teardown. So thank you for watching and see you next time for another teardown. Bye bye.